So this is my first visit to the Oasis since the planning decisions were made this week for the site. Mostly good and bad, but I'd say more so good because Severn Capital were refused permission to build 710 8 to 10 story apartments all around the Oasis site. So all of this valuable leisure space that keeps us healthy and fit, where we enjoyed many sports and activities, was going to be built on by Severn Capital. So the BMX track, the skate park, and all this land around here. The BMX track is still here. So Severn Capital would have built massive apartments on all this land, and they've been refused the permission for many reasons. So the main one was harm to a heritage asset. Now obviously the Oasis is a Grade 2 listed building. You can't just shove up massive tower blocks right next to a listed building, Grade 2 listed building. That should have been obvious from the start. So I don't understand why they even thought building housing so close to this landmark would be a good idea for them. Secondly, the housing was not affordable, apparently. There was no education contributions provided by Severn Capital, and lack of parking. So they were only going to provide 260 car park spaces for the flats here, when there should have been 1,100 parking spaces. So yeah, this whole site would have been completely dwarfed by massive high-rise apartments. Completely inappropriate site, you know. Now that it's been rejected, hopefully now that gives more hope for the Oasis site, because now they've got permission to demolish this hall. However, why are they going to demolish it now? Because they haven't got their flats. So I can't see Severn Capital wanting to go ahead anymore with this, to be honest. So the hall should still be safe, and also the canal. So maybe we need to get a better developer in now that specialises in leisure, and bring us back the Oasis Leisure Centre in full with a hall, and protect all this valuable leisure land around the Oasis, the BMX track, the football pitches. All of this land is valuable leisure land in Swindon. Will Stone should not have allowed half of the skate park to be removed a few months ago, before the planning permission was even granted for the Oasis. That is shocking. So some of it needs to be returned back here. It's still, you know, it's still leisure land. They haven't got permission to build flats on this land anymore. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm going to have a walk around the site and see if there's security vans here, because who knows? I mean, has Severn Capital decided to pull their security now for the site? Don't know. So I walk around. It's just such a shame, because obviously, you know, a band Oasis got back last week for their reunion tour as well, and this is an iconic building that puts our town on the map. Just doesn't make sense why they've deliberately let it go like this. So have a walk around. Yeah, so there would have been massive apartment blocks right along here. Look at it, apart from the graffiti, it still looks in good condition, really. Such a waste to pull that down. I don't think they will, obviously. Like I said, they haven't got the permission now for the flats. I think they'll walk away, personally. But it might be a good thing for Swindon, because then we can get a developer in that actually specialises in leisure rather than housing and warehouses. Severn Capital have got no experience in leisure centres whatsoever. Their only interest was the housing that they wanted to put around here, and they can't get their way now. So why can't they build it across the road at the Clare's site, like we said all along? We said to them this site was totally inappropriate for housing. It's lovely in the sunshine. It's a shame our council, Jim Robbins and Severn Capital, can't see the value in such an important building in Swindon. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, so the Oasis still looks good in the sunshine. Obviously they can't put their apartments around here anymore. I noticed the site is looking overgrown now. A Southern Capital going to keep cutting the grass here. It's looking massively overgrown. They've probably decided they're not going to bother now they can't get their houses. Look at it. All overgrown. And then, yeah, as expected, no security at the front of the Oasis. There's normally security vans parked outside here. Surprise, surprise, Southern Capital's probably said, you know what, I'm not going to pay for security now because we're not going to get our flats. So nice one, we've now got a vulnerable site that's hardly protected, sat vulnerable. Yeah, well, absolutely disgusting, this whole thing. Yeah, we have to save this whole site. If Southern Capital walk away, another developer needs to come in who can actually save the whole leisure centre, because that's what we want. We want the whole leisure centre saved, the sports hall for entertainment, live music, the swimming pool. We want the whole package back, and that includes all the leisure land around the back now that they can't build their houses around here. The whole thing's an absolute mess, but like I said, we've been warning Southern Capital and Swindon Council for years that this was going to happen, and that they should have not got greedy and put their housing on the Clares site across the road only. So yeah, I'll just show you this land if you've not seen it before. So there used to be a factory on this site called the Clares. It was demolished some years ago now, so I can't remember what it looks like, but I will show you what it looks like. So this was the land that was originally going to be for the snow dome, and then that was cancelled because of COVID. And then the new plan was they were going to surround the Oasis with high-rise apartments. That's why they wanted the hall gone. And they were going to put 2 giant warehouses on this land instead. But now, obviously, that's not going to happen. They wanted data centres here as well. I mean, they've got permission to put the warehouses here and the data centres, but are they going to do that now? Now they can't build the flats around the Oasis. But yeah, this land could be where they put their houses instead. That's if they don't walk away from the whole thing. I've never actually walked on this before. Yeah, it's quite a big space, so that's where they wanted their warehouses. There's no reason why they can't build their flats here instead. You could easily get a number of massive tower blocks here on this site, no problem. And you could still protect the Oasis site for leisure, sports and everything. So yeah, let's see what happens. But like I said, maybe they need to listen now and realise that the people of Swindon want the whole leisure centre saved, not just about the swimming pool and a reduced building that will just have mini golf, bowling and a cafe. We want the whole thing back. We want the sporting hall, the sports hall back for music and live entertainment like it always has been. And also the the whole site surrounding it was built for the people of Swindon for leisure and sports, to keep us fit and healthy. It's important for our heritage, our culture and our well-being that this whole place is saved as one thing with the sports hall. So who knows what's going to happen now, but I personally think Southern Capital will walk away, because their eyes on the prize was the flats. That's why they closed this place in the first place, because they wanted it run down so they could demolish it and get their flats here. But obviously the listing prevented them from doing that, and now the rejection of the housing has also stopped them from doing that as well. So yeah, let's just keep pressuring the council to save the whole Oasis. That's the dome, the sports hall and all the sporting facilities and land around it, because the council, especially Jim Robbins and Kevin Small, just seem hell-bent on airbrushing the Oasis from history, and the local plans and things like that. You know, all they cared about was surrounding this site with houses and not actually making it the centre of sport and entertainment like it always has been. It should never even been thought about, removing it off the local plan as a key leisure area. I mean, this is a central location. It's a great location, and it serves the people of Swindon who live in the centre very well, and it brought a lot of people from towns and cities to come to Swindon. But unfortunately, Jim Robbins never saw the value in that. I mean, he's not originally from Swindon anyway. He's from Ipswich, so he probably didn't grow up with the Oasis like what we did. Well, obviously, it was an important building where we went to go and watch concerts, and we went to exhibitions and all that sort of stuff here. It was a meeting place. It was a social place where we all came together. And unfortunately, we've got city councillors at SBC who haven't recognised the value in this place, and they just wanted half of it gone. And now we've got this nightmare situation now where Southern Capital have got permission to demolish this sports hall. So they could demolish it any time now, and then all we'll be left with is the listed dome, and then it'll be even more vulnerable. And obviously they haven't got their flats, so I don't know. I mean, would they demolish the hall if they haven't got their permission to the flats now? I'm not sure, because obviously it costs money to demolish, especially a large building like this, so I'm not sure if they will now, but hopefully not. Hopefully we can get this place saved and listed as an asset of community value even, and get it either restored or rebuilt. Because look at it, it still looks in good condition. It just needs a clean up, and obviously work doing to it inside.